base runs, single blocks. So you see your 3 down defensive lineman. This puts our tight end versus one of their stand-up outside linebackers, defensive ends, whatever you want to call them. And I bring it up because this is a losing play, right? We're just not equipped to do this yet. Okay. We need to get a guy in there that can do this at a higher level because now he's banging into the fullback. There's not you just see there's a cascade of problems. And whoever the running back is here, now he could cut back and you kind of see that Rasheed Walker might get the backside guy. But you just kind of look at this and they're fighting for every square inch of real estate because you've got guys resetting the line of scrimmage right off the jump. Now you've got just a gaggle of people on these one-on-one blocks. And you've got 2 young guys in there. So the defensive tackle wins his individual matchup. That's Grady Jarrett again. Makes the play. And again, that's why you don't run against base defense if you can avoid it. Create a better environment for your team. You got a 1st and 10 look here. Great under center play action pass. Those linebackers are still square to the line of scrimmage, right? So you just have space now. You feel good about the space you have. Great protection, great run and catch. And then, man, how about this kid coming out of nowhere? Rookie, making plays, exciting. I don't know. I went on like 4 radio shows last week for Atlanta. I was like, I don't understand the Kyle Pitts thing because I think he's super talented, but like he can't block. Like where do you put a slot receiver? I'm like, no, he's improved his blocking. So then I see these playing against Lucas Van Ness right here. And like one of the things we thought about Lucas, I think coming out was, listen, he might not have pass rush moves yet. He might not, but at the very least, you put him in a 3-point stance, he's going to knock the hell out of a tight end and make plays, right? So I'm only going to show you one of these, but dude, Kyle Pitts just manhandles him right there. And the next play wards him off as well. Like Kyle does a good job. I got to eat crow. And really, it's part of it's because I think Van Ness shouldn't be playing in a 2-point all the time, whatever. But like those kind of things, that can't happen. And when we start talking about reverting to the mean with this run defense, there's a lot of missed tackles. It seems like there's a lot of when you see plays like this, and there's always a lot of guys kind of running past the ball. Oftentimes, what you think to yourself is, okay, are they taking an angle and trying to make the guy cut instead of going through the blocker and trying to make him stop? Right? There's a difference between me seeing a blocker right in front of me and going, you know what, I'm taking this guy head on and I'm going to move him backwards because that is what is going to make the running back slow down behind the line of scrimmage. And then there's another thought process of, well, I don't necessarily want to make that contact, so I'm going to like skirt in front of him and I'm going to make this running back cut, but he doesn't necessarily have to slow down. And I think that's a big, at least thought process as the Packers watch this tape. This kid's good though. I mean, we're missing some tackles. Like Darnell Savage, like last week we praised him, right? And he's missing some of these tackles. And this kid's really good. You got to break down a little bit more. Obviously, you can't turn your body from square to the line of scrimmage, square to the sideline, square to the line of scrimmage, trying to make a tackle. It's just there's a lot going on there. It's very, very difficult. We got a 3rd and 10 play, and we get there. We get the pressure. Great job by beating that left guard again, the rookie left guard. And then Preston comes underneath, and then Rashawn Gary Kenny gets on top of it. I mean, it's great, like fantastic. Now, great play design by Coach LaFleur. A lot of times, you're fighting for real estate, right? You're fighting for every blade of grass. That circle out there is space that we can have. And so when you watch these plays and you're up in these bunch motions really close, these near bunch formations really close to the right tackle, somebody's coming out here. You don't know if they're going to run a toss, right? These guys are all leveraged to the outside, unlike we were that last play on the 4th down. But one way or another, you're going to find human beings out towards the sideline, right? There's just too much space. And they just do a great job of creating the environment to be successful. Great play call, great pass. Love this play by the Falcons. It's just go time. Let's make it happen. Darnell actually gets there using his 4.38 speed. Receiver just makes a good play here. And that's a really, really tough play to come back from, I think, when you do like the double handoff flea flicker deal. I know there's lane. This is a good play call. Sometimes this stuff happens in football. You hope he can make this play. Honestly, good play by the wide receiver. You got 3rd and 8. And then you got your 4th and 4 play here. And everyone's going to be talking about this play. And I saw somebody said this is like a decision by Rashawn Gary. No, it's not. Defenses don't work on, hey, if you feel this is going to happen, then so and so and so and so. There's a numbers game. There's gaps to be played. Okay. Right now, if you have a running quarterback, they have to commit more. In other words, they have to play like man coverage because they have to commit a person to Desmond Ridder. They didn't plan on Desmond Ridder being a scrambler today. They probably should have after watching last week, but they didn't really plan on Desmond Ridder being a guy that they needed to just commit a man to. So in this situation, when they're running this defense and they've got one linebacker in back here with Quay, if they're going to run an RPO, Rashawn Gary, if he dives, Quay's got to come over the top. You either crash and spill, or you sit and then Quay's got to fill because they're going to get a double team. Jake Matthews is going to take the 4-eye. The center and the left guard are going to double team up to the linebacker, and you got single blocks on the other side. That's just how this is run. And they really don't have anybody because they're worried about Pitts making the play in the passing game. They bring a man motion over and they don't really adjust. So this is just a play where it's a numbers game. They've got more than we have. Simple. Right now, if you include the quarterback, they have more people than we do. Now, if Rashawn and Quay are on the same page, Rashawn is crashing right now, and therefore the quarterback has to pull it. So Quay should be over the top immediately making this play. If that is not what is supposed to happen, and Rashawn made a mental error, then he made a mental error. But based on this right here and what he thought was happening, it appears that we're just not on the same page. They have a rule that they're supposed to be using, and they didn't use it. Backside, so we bring 60. We switch tackles. We do all this stuff. We're up by 2. We start running the 4-minute offense in the 4th quarter. 8 minutes left. Bring in the big guy. And he's got a 9 technique, and we just don't get there on the backside cutoff. Again, backside block. This is a good run, by the way, but this is actually not to be greedy. But if you remove that human, there is literally nobody else to make this play. If A.J. Dillon's running free from the backside defensive end, there's nobody on the screen that can make the play. This is a touchdown. This is a house call. 55 is not getting off that block on a full speed play. A lot of questions here. A lot of questions here on this 3rd and 1. A lot of people ask, is he tiptoeing? What's going on? You've essentially got both sides of this from the left tackle. You got a double team with the left guard in the center. Everybody seems to be stepping inside. Now, if they're running a scrape game down on the bottom of the screen over the left tackle, okay? The left tackle looks like he's trying to release inside and then realizes, oh, shoot, I'm going to catch this guy. They run the straight game. And they come downhill on the fullback outside. Hit there. We don't make the play with Royce because Royce is trying to come down on the double. Royce is trying to come back on the double with the center, turns his shoulders. Linebacker fires his gun. hits that B gap hard. Can't really block him. I mean, there's just no good place for Dylan to go. Would you say, hey, AJ, you just got to make a play there? Yeah, that's your job. You got to make a play there. But just from, I mean, when I'm looking at schematically how they're blocking it, and again, we got backups in the game. They could be blocking it wrong. That does footwork wise, that did not make any, it just didn't make any sense. So now we got a 4th down, and we got to find a nickname for this. So Mark Sanchez has the butt fumble. And look, maybe in 2 years from now, you guys will laugh this one off, but this is a pretty bad play. But I don't know what we're going to call this one. But this 4th down look where he does the fakes, the sneak thing, that's, if he comes back and throws for 400 yards, we'll forget about it. How about that? 1st and 10, drive to win the game. Great play action. Got some good push. Drake London makes a good play on, again, zone look, but he's in gyro zone, so he tries to show him up a little bit. You see, actually, the reason I even put this in there was not because of the play, but because look how big this kid is. I mean, that's a big dude. Got 2nd and 5. Nixon's been a great return guy for us and everything. It's 24-22. They're on the 27-yard line to win the game. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left. Man, you better bring it. What is that? What are we doing? That right there is the kind of stuff where you go, we have to have a conversation about what's important. Third and 3. Same thing here. Now, Desmond Ridder just does a really special job here. So Rashawn closes down. Now, you see how Rashawn Gary's square now? In other words, he's played this so I can make either play. He can close that C gap. He can also play Desmond. So Ridder keeps it, turns back. I mean, maybe the play of the game, honestly. Just in terms of now we don't get the ball back with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, right? Because they'll just go ahead and kick the field goal right now. They decide to go for it 4th and inches. And we see, just trying to back this up just a touch. We see the same look. We've seen this play already. Now we've got leverage. Darnell Savage has already seen this play. And they ran the same play. Darnell comes up. And listen, if you're being critical here, the critique would be, because I think Darnell wants him to go back inside of where the help is. But this is what I'm talking about right here. You want to absolutely destroy that blocker who's coming off of another block and has momentum. You want to absolutely murder this guy and make this elusive, special, unique running back stop his feet in the backfield. Okay? That's what's important. If you don't do that and he just has to do a little stutter step, he's just too good. He's just too good a player.